In a dark and twisted forest, a young man wandered cautiously, his every step breaking the eerie silence. He was no adventurer, and yet here he was, navigating a maze of danger he wasn't prepared for. His mission was simple, or so he thought, but what lay ahead would change his life forever. Through the dense fog, he spotted a strange figure slumped against a tree. As he approached, his heart raced. It wasn't a beast or a bandit, it was a girl. Her delicate form and ethereal beauty stood in stark contrast to the menacing surroundings. But something about her seemed off. Who was she and why was she here? She was weak, barely clinging to life. Without hesitation, he carried her to safety, finding shelter in the ruins of an ancient temple. It was there that he realized the truth. She wasn't just any girl. Her otherworldly aura and the faint hum of power around her made that clear. As she stirred awake, her crimson eyes locked onto his. She didn't thank him or even flinch. Instead, she asked, almost commanding, "Why did you save me?" Her voice was soft, yet carried an unsettling weight. Why did he save her? The question echoed in his mind. Was it instinct, or was it something deeper he couldn't yet understand? Over the days that followed, their strange companionship grew. She rarely spoke, but when she did, her words were cryptic, as though she knew more about him than she let on. He discovered that she wasn't just different, she was powerful, dangerous even. Yet there was a sadness in her eyes, a longing that betrayed her calm demeanor. One night, as the moonlight illuminated her pale skin, she revealed a fragment of her story. She had been hunted, betrayed, by those who feared her strength. She had fled, searching for a place where she could simply exist without being treated as a threat. But why was she in this cursed forest? And what were the forces that had driven her to such desperation? As they traveled together, danger was never far behind. Beasts that prowled the forest grew more aggressive, their attacks more coordinated. It was as though they were being drawn to her, like moths to a flame. And then she made him an offer that sent a chill down his spine. "Swear yourself to me," she said, her voice steady but her eyes filled with uncertainty. "If you do, I will grant you power beyond anything you can imagine." Her words were tempting, but they carried a weight he wasn't ready for. Why did she need him? And what would he have to give up in return? Against his better judgment, he agreed. The moment he spoke the words, an overwhelming surge of energy coursed through him, unlike anything he had ever felt. It wasn't just strength, it was something darker, something that seemed to change the very fabric of who he was. But with this newfound power came a burden. He could feel her presence within him, a constant reminder of the bond they now shared. And with it came her pain, her regrets, and the unshakable loneliness she had endured for so long. Was this power a gift or a curse? And how much of himself would he lose before it was over? Their bond didn't go unnoticed. Powerful enemies began to emerge, each more relentless than the last. Some sought to destroy her for what she was. Others wanted to control her for their own gain. In one brutal confrontation, a cloaked figure appeared, his voice dripping with disdain. "You don't even know what she truly is, do you?" he sneered, directing his words at the young man. "You're just another pawn in her game." The words struck a nerve. He turned to her, searching her expression for answers. But her face was unreadable. What was the truth about her? And why did she seem to fear the answer as much as he did? As they prepared for their next move, he couldn't hold back any longer. "Why me?" he asked, his voice breaking the silence. "Why did you choose me, of all people?" She looked at him, her expression softening for the first time. "Because you saw me as something more than what I am," she whispered. "Because you gave me a choice when no one else would." Her words were heartfelt, but they only deepened the mystery. What was she, really? And what choice was she so afraid to make? Their journey took them to a forgotten city, its ruins echoing with the memories of a time long past. Here she revealed more of her true nature, her power growing stronger with each passing moment. But with it came the darkness she had fought so hard to contain. In a moment of vulnerability, she admitted the truth. "This bond we share, it won't last. And when it breaks, so will I." Her voice was steady, but her eyes brimmed with fear. Her words left him reeling. How could he protect her when the very thing keeping her alive was destined to destroy her? As the sun set over the crumbling city, a shadow loomed on the horizon. A figure approached, radiating an aura of malice that made the air feel heavy. It was clear this was no ordinary foe. She stepped forward, her crimson eyes glowing with determination. "Stay back!" she commanded, her voice filled with a resolve he hadn't heard before. But he couldn't just stand by, not after everything they had been through, not when her very existence was on the line. As the tension reached its peak, the scene faded to black, leaving one burning question unanswered. Could they face the coming storm together, or would her secrets tear them apart?